We're going to talk about something really important today. I usually don't discuss this, but I think it's really important for you to hear my perspective so that you can make up your own mind, because this channel is about your free will, you making up your mind based on different perspectives out there, because that's what we're here for. We are not sheeples, we are peoples. And so I'm going to talk about that today. There's some important information you need to know about messengers of darkness. You ready for this? Let's go. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing life. This is a gift from a friend. Shout out to my friend Corey. Isn't this gorgeous? This is actually leather. No, I don't buy leather products anymore, but she happened to get this as a gift and she gifted it to me, so thank you. Yes, you can re-gift things. In fact, we need to start doing that. One of my students told me that the younger generations are going to vintage shops and re-gifting things that exist out there. We're going to talk a lot more about these things because we have to start living in a new world that finds value in the things that we have. Gratitude. C to G. Complaining to gratitude. Now, today we're going to talk about the messengers of darkness. Before I move forward, I hope that you will subscribe because you're always going to get positive perspectives from my channel. Always. Why? Because it's a probability it exists and I'm choosing it. I'm sharing it with you, and if you choose it, you're going to want to subscribe and click that little bell so you know when I have another video coming out, because I want to hear what's going on out there with you, because some of you are going on these channels that are addictive. Now here's how this works. You guys read this, you already know this, but we're going to reinforce it today. This is powerful stuff. This is my book, Breakthrough Fear, Your Spiritual Butt Kick. You're going to get one today. You ready for it? And I know you guys love your spiritual butt kicks. All right. What's breakthrough fear? We came here in unconsciousness. We chose it. What would it be like to not know that I'm powerful and perfect? Hey, let's go down. What's darkness? I don't know. Let's explore it. The one is exploring everything it possibly can be, which is endless. It's limitless. That includes darkness. Now, we chose unconsciousness. That means that every single person, thing, item, whatever it is that came to this planet is in density, started out in density in unconsciousness on some level. There's some higher than others, but still down here. If you're in a human body, you are in unconsciousness. Density, you can't help it. It's really restrictive to be in these bodies. Even if you're an enlightened being, you still deal with the human experience. Loss, let's say fear, anger, all this, you experience it, but you don't engage in it when you're in a high frequency. But you get to experience it, and that's the human experience. Don't miss out on it. It's amazing. Fear. Fear comes with that package. Unconsciousness means we think we have to protect something. And in a human body, yeah, sometimes you do, because there's some cray-cray stuff out there. So we need to protect our body in certain circumstances. That fear allows us to stay away from things that we know are not going to be good for us or detrimental to our health or others, okay? Now, what we've done is we've taken it too far. Now, we use fear, as I share with you. What makes jumping out of a plane with a parachute so exciting? Because you're scared to death. If you weren't afraid, you just go, big deal, right? It's the fear that makes it exciting. Mount Everest, am I going to survive? It's fear. We do these cray-cray things. Fear is powerful. It is a positive thing. It can be used that way. It stops you from doing stupid stuff like jumping off this bridge here. All right. We break through it and we don't let it control us anymore. But what's happening with a lot of you is you don't believe that you're creating all this out there. You don't believe that you're that power. You're still in the dense form, the unconsciousness that says that I'm an individual, separate thing that needs to be protected. It's not your fault, but you're ready to break through that. Now, here's the thing about that. Unconsciousness is ego. Ego is me, mine, power, a manipulation, and it believes the matrix. It doesn't really grasp how much of an illusion it is. It's an illusion. It's a play. So it believes it, and it actually gets so caught up in the dense role that it's playing out, right? So it wants to control it. It's manipulated. And it knows a lot of these people out there that do this, big egos, they know their power. But they like using it in the dense world. It's fun. They're like addicted to it, right? They love the darkness and they love using it to manipulate and get that power, because it's a feeling we don't have out there. We're one mind out there. We have all knowledge, all information, unconditional love. Everything is one thing. There's no past, present, future. It's just all one thing. There's a 360 view to everything and all information. But when you're here, it's very limited, okay? And so we continue to live in this self-limiting illusion to explore it, adventures. You can't evolve unless you learn, you fail, you experience things. How do you evolve? It's all about this is the key to this video, it's about your response to everything. It's not about whether you get something, you're feeling better, or that's going to make me feel good, or Landria, tell me what I need to do to get that. I'll say it's never going to do a damn thing for you. It won't, because that isn't what makes you happy. You hold the power right here. You have the jewels in your pocket. You're not reaching in. You're holding it. But yes, I do teach people how to do that. I teach them how to access their own power. And you can do whatever you want with it. You can't make a mistake. So some people that choose to stay in density and darkness, they're not making a mistake. They're choosing to stay there and explore it. I'm not here to judge that, but I will not engage in it. Now, somebody told me, and I had heard this quite some time ago, that there are people out there on channels, YouTube channels, getting a lot of views, that are going to tell you warnings about this politician's a reptilian. That's my favorite one. They're reptilians, and they're this, and they're that, and they create this separation. And that is the lowest density. That's the lowest form of density, separation. It causes conflict, fear, and by the way, just because you think you're on the right side, you are violating all of the rules of oneness, right? When oneness never condemns anybody. But you know what? These things that you do to the least of us, you do to me. So when you separate yourself, you're separating yourself from the other. It's you. You're separating. You're creating a fragmented energy field within yourself, and it's never going to feel good. Why? Because nobody wins. Because they think they're right and you think they're right. The subject matter is irrelevant. It's coming together saying, how do we become these beautiful individual expressions of the one within a beautiful, welcoming, loving community? Because you're all puzzle pieces, and each one of you is unique and different. If you all just squares, it'd be boring, right? But each little puzzle piece is what makes the picture so perfect, and it's not a whole picture until each piece is in there. And they're all gorgeous, they're beautiful, they're different, but we don't celebrate that, right? Well, some do. Now, here's what I'm going to ask you. There is apparently, I actually find this entertaining, to be honest with you. There is some stories out there that, like, apparently when you die, I guess, I don't know at what stage you're doing this, that you should never go to the light. If you go to the light, there are soul catchers that are waiting for you to go in there, and they're making you think you're going to the light and it's good, and then they capture you, and that is the most, I'm sorry, I gotta say it, the most asinine thing I've ever heard. I mean, seriously. First of all, light is light. Darkness cannot pose as light. It's impossible. All right? So if anything poses, it's still an illusion. And you cannot participate in something unless you believe it. That's a fact. Nothing has control or power over you because you are the very thing you're looking at. The reason why things come to us, because if we're in low frequency, we open ourselves up to other low frequencies. That's why darkness will come in. Or there are spaces that hold dark energy, homes that have had certain situations in it, and so those energies might reside there and you'll experience some of that. It's not personal, all right? So that's what's happening. And so if things happen out there to you, you think are in the darkness, or I'm an empath and I'm picking up on all this negative stuff. I'm like, why aren't you picking up all the positive stuff? Because there's a lot of it out there. Why? Because there's somewhere in your head that you think things are wrong or that we're going to hell in a handbasket. And that couldn't be further from the truth. Oh, unless you choose it. because there are unlimited probabilities. And if you want to go to the new earth, you got to live it right now. So somebody said, what do I mean when I say get your house in order? Literally, your house in order. And by the way, I just had a package come from Blue Land. I'm going to give that link here. And none of it comes in plastic. I had to find pure things, pure cleaning solutions, everything. And none of it comes in plastic. You can get a glass container or use your own, and it comes in packages, and start to clean up your environment. Because if you are contributing to that out there, you're going to live in that world. Pooping in your own nest, okay? Spiritual butt kick, sorry. Ask yourself, if you really want to know who's a messenger of darkness, when you get done listening to them, are they causing separation? Do they point fingers to good and bad? Separation. Are they telling you something that just doesn't seem right, and it's a message of fear of any kind, That's a messenger of darkness. Now, if I saw things going toward a new earth, a beautiful earth, and I, as an ego, low density, feel threatened by that, what would I do? McFly? Hello. I'd go, did you know if you go over there, this and this is going to happen? I'd play on the separation and ego that still exists in every human being and convince them that the light is actually the evil. That's what's going on. You can experience that. Everything's an illusion. We're experiencing an illusion right now. You can experience that if you believe it. You experience what you believe. So whatever you're feeling, feelings are an indication of what your world is like. So if you're not feeling good, your anxiety, your world's going to look very dark. When you start watching all that stuff and believing it, doesn't the world seem very icky and unstable? It does, doesn't it? It's like, ooh, it's just not a good feeling, because now your world is that you just stepped into that world, that dark, low density world where things aren't right and people are against each other, and there you go. So if you're watching that stuff, why are you watching that stuff? How do you even know about this stuff? You know why? The ego loves to explore that. It's not your fault. It's fascinating. Ooh, what is that? And these stories, it's like going to see a scary movie. Ooh, why do we do that? You know you're going to come out of there scared to death, especially you go home by yourself. You don't want to put your feet down on the floor because something's going to grab your ankles. We know this and we do it anyways. It's a fascination. But I'm going to tell you something that affects your energy field. And if you believe this much of what they're telling you, that, that if you go to the light, your soul, you now believe it. You now just created that probability in your world, in your reality, not mine. I think it's ridiculous stuff. I think it's pretty funny. I think what's so fascinating for me is that anybody would believe that. Seriously. You cannot create light as an illusion. All right? If you go into light, light is light. It can't be anything else. Darkness is darkness. It can't pose as light. It can pose as a lot of other things, so can light. But light would never pose as something evil or allow it. It's impossible. It can't do that. It's on that high frequency. It is what it is. It's unconditional love and perfection. So if you believe these stories, it's part of all the cray-cray stories going on out there, playing out this matrix. Let's create another crazy story. By the way, earns people a lot of money on YouTube. Did you know that? Oh yeah, they make a fortune off of those. Hey, congrats. Go get all of the views you want, right? I won't resort to any of that because I'm going to tell you right now. First of all, the world is whatever you want it to be, and there is a probability right now that we're going into the tipping point. You guys have read that. The tipping point, we're in it, where people are making higher choices. People in density are saying, I'm done with this. It hasn't been working, and they're making higher choices. People that never would have had we not gone through our crises. Crises creates a choice of unity. It's an in-your-face kind of thing. Like, okay, we just lost everything. Now what? Now the world's looking very different. Guess what? I'm going to make some different choices now, and that's Not a bad thing, right? Some people say that their illnesses were the best thing that ever happened to them. This is how it works. And you make that choice of how you see the world. So, it's another cray-cray story if it's fear and separation, pointing fingers, and these stories. Where are they getting these stories from? Seriously, where are they getting these stories from? They're making it up. And some people are in such a deep illusion that they actually believe some of the things they do. I've heard channels that were so way off whack it wasn't funny, and I'm thinking these are not words of love and unity. And if it's not light. It's okay. If you want to follow it, go ahead. I wouldn't want to live in that world. But if you do, explore it if you want to. I think you'll be back to my channel if that's the case. I'm going to teach you every way to empower yourself. And the first thing I do, and the reason why my whole platform is called Breakthrough Fear is what keeps you back from doing things that makes you think you're limited. And it's just a story, and you can change the story. And you can realize fear is not to be avoided. You just keep it where it's supposed to be, and you can use it beautifully. Right? And you can say, okay, fear tells me not to do cray things that are going to harm me or others. So get your house in order, because we're going to go into some very challenging things. There's no big there will be some cataclysmic things, but nothing that we haven't already been through. And we're going to start to pull together. And so instead of putting more firepower against conflict, we're going to demand peace. And I would like you to do that. You have to speak up for peace. The meek doesn't mean the weak shall inherit the earth. The meek are the ones who have love and compassion for all beings, but they are not weak. So, the messengers of darkness are having a blast. And some of the viewers are too. They love it. And if you watch the comments on those channels, they all argue with each other. Right? Yeah? They love it. Oh yeah, let's stir the pot. No pot stirring here. You know what? You can have anything you desire. It's okay to be abundant and healthy and happy. Yeah, you're much more powerful because the one doesn't limit anything. There's no lack in the universes, metaverses. There's no lack. We create that ourselves. If you think it's bad to be abundant and spiritual, whatever that is, that's another label. Go ahead, be broke. You're not going to help anything. You can be abundant, but you know what? It's all about your intentions, your response. If I'm abundant, who and what can I be in that position in a material world? So go for it. You guys see this. This is why I promote this. These are free videos for people creating online businesses. I have a company coming out called Digital Explorers, and we don't do anything that harms the planet. So anybody on my platform that comes over on Digital Explorers, and I'll tell more about that when it comes out. You cannot use plastic. You cannot promote plastic. You can't even send things in packaging that harms the planet. We have some very strict rules. No animals tested, or it's all vegan, and I'm just promoting it. If you want to get on my in my online business and flourish, you can do it in a positive way, and we will create a new earth that way. Doesn't that sound exciting? It's a really good feeling. Yeah, so stay off those channels if you don't want to feel bad. And if you want to, if it's exciting, go for it. No judgment here. But you are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. By the way, I have a free masterclass, brand spanking new one that just came out, and it's the proven steps to shift your reality. How do you do that? You have to be a different person, a different mind. I will teach you how to do that. I got some great stuff coming out for you. See you there. Namaste.